Please turn your cell phones off or put them in a vibrate position. I better do that myself.
Yeah, we don't even get that fax on.
I'm the one that gets called. Okay. I call the meeting to order and call on Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilman Harris.
Present.
Williams.
Here.
Councilman Avery is absent today. Councilman Eccles.
Here.
Stewart.
Here.
Cannon.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present. The meeting is open for business. David Lawson will lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, we're thankful for this day. We're thankful for another opportunity to serve in the spirit that you would have us apply ourselves as we seek the interest for the benefit not only of the city of Gadsden, but also the county. And we ask that your hand be over our leadership, state and nationwide. We ask that you continue to be a working force as the world moves closer toward peace. We know that the obstacles are high, and we know that we can prevail in your name and through the benevolence of your Son, that through him we have all things that are possible as long as we believe. We ask this in his name, and these we will be forever grateful for. Thank you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
War Eagle.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and council meeting on July the 19th.
So move. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
Chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of the accounts for the week of July the 15th through the 21st.
So move. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
So fun.
Proclamations, Mayor. We have no unfinished business today, and at this time we're going to open the floor and provide an opportunity for public comments concerning the city's application for a grant through the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program. The amount is $27,593, and the proposed use of the funds is for the purchase of lapel video cameras for law enforcement officers. The grant application was approved by resolution at our last meeting on July the 19th. Is there anyone who would like to offer any comments or ask any questions? Well, we'll go to number 10 then. Resolution authorizing an agreement with Clark Restoration and Custom Roofing. This is for re-roofing the Gun Bellinger house, and the amount is $32,044. Chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
11 is a resolution authorizing a lease agreement with Deborah Knight for Noccalula Falls Souvenir Shop. This is for the lease of the shop for 3 years at the rate of $600 a month, with the term beginning March 8, 2012. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
New business, is there any new business?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I have a couple items here. The first of which is legal document 277, approving amendment number 3 to the general obligation line of credit master warrant with Wachovia Bank. I'd like to make a motion that we consider this today.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the ordinance today, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Now, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Mr. President, I have one item that I would like to introduce for unanimous consent to consider today. It's legal document number 2011/274. And this document is authorizing termination of contract with Billy Casper Golf.
I hear a second.
You have a second.
Is there any? Take the vote.
Those in favor to consider the resolution today, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Mr. President, I have a couple more items relative to that last item of business. Legal document 275, creating the Twin Bridges Recreation Area Department. I'd like to make a motion that we consider this today.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the ordinance today, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir. Mr. President, just would like to explain that Billy Mr. Councilman Harris just raised and asked for unanimous consent and was granted and an ordinance that will terminate our agreement, gives notice for termination of our agreement with Billy Casper Golf relative to them managing the golf course. What this ordinance does is it creates the Recreation Department, the Twin Bridges Recreation Area Department, so that now the golf course will now come under city direction and will be managed by and administered by the city.
Any other discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
The final item that I have, Mr. President, is legal document 276, creating job classifications related to the golf course and amending those applicable resolutions. Move to consider this today.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any other new business? Department reports, committees, are there any? Mayor, you want to start today?
Yeah, I'm going to discuss a little bit about the golf course in case people are wondering what is taking place out there. In the next 30 to 90 days, we're going to be organizing a new city department, which we just did, and assume control and operation of the Twin Bridges Golf Course. We have some long-term capital improvement projects we want to try to do, and we can do a lot of things such as the course and the actual structures out there. We can do a lot of these things in-house, which will cut some costs, as well as some new marketing ideas that we want to try to do. This is a project, and I know some people say, well, why can't you raise the prices and do all that? But, you know, we feel like we've done a study. We're in line with most of the other courses around, and we have a really nice course. Where we're at on it is sort of a no-win situation right now, but we want to make the best that we can to offer to the citizens. I think there was a bond issue in '05, and it was refinanced for $16 million for 15 years, matures in 2022. We owe approximately $12 million now. Our payment is $1.4 million a year plus the operating expense. But we have some ideas that we might be able to cut into some of this debt, and that's what we're going to be trying to do and make it even nicer in the long run than what it is right now. So, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to say that this is a move that I think we are all behind, and we've seen the reports every month, and I think this will be a move that the citizens of Gadsden will be proud that we've made at the golf course. That's all I have.
Derek?
Thank you, Mr. President. So, and again, not to beat a dead horse with a stick, but I think we've considered every conceivable option as it relates to what the best path forward is with the golf course. To be quite honest, and I think the mayor alluded to this earlier, there are and were some opportunities in terms of how it was crafted originally. And so those opportunities have kind of materialized themselves now, and so the city has an opportunity now to kind of mitigate its exposure and to curb some of the losses associated with the golf course. One of the commitments that we as a council have gotten from the mayor is that if this model doesn't work, we'll try something else. So this is something that we'll manage very aggressively and very closely, and as Councilman Harris alluded to before, I think the citizens of Gadsden will be pleased in terms of the amount of work and effort that's gone into making sure that this works for us. That's all I have.
Bill?
I think the mayor mentioned $16 million. That was a couple of bond issues we combined together. That was not just the golf course. That was some other things. So it wasn't $16 million on the golf course.
Airport Industrial Park and the other was, it was two things that was added into that.
Right.
But we've knocked the balance down in the last 4 years, but we just keep plugging along at it.
I feel like the public should realize that I think when you go up to the golf course, you won't see any change in personnel. I think it's going to be about the same people you see up there. It's been running it. I hope that's going to be the case, and so rest assured that you'll probably get the same service or maybe better than what we're doing before, and with probably most of the same people up there. The city also saved about $70,000 in management fees that we've been paying Billy Casper, so that will help our bottom line somewhat. So we're thinking this is going to be a good move for us.
I don't have anything today.
Ben?
Yeah, I didn't know whether you were going to talk about Adolph.
Go ahead.
I wanted to remember Adolph Solomon, who passed away Sunday. Adolph came around a whole lot. I did know him for 40 years, and I think we're going to sorely miss Adolph. He was just a fixture in Gadsden, Alabama. He really was. New business on the mountain. We've got to go through this and let everybody know we've got the Nakalula Academy. It's a daycare center. It is really, really nice. It opened up last Friday on Nakalula Road at the corner of Virgin Street. It's really, really children-friendly. Mayor, you went up, you saw it. It's unbelievable. Had a good time. And I believe Nick and Angie Bowen own it and operate it. Yeah. Not going to cut bait about the golf course. I've been an advocate to get rid of Billy Casper for 10 years, and I've been openly saying it, and I am so proud today of everybody who had anything to do with getting them on, moving on, including the council's vote today. I really appreciate it, and I think we're going to see things start getting turned around and start moving forward now.
Well, the golf course is something that, as far as I was concerned, is part of the Parks and Recreation Department, just like Nakalula Falls or anything else. We're going to lose money on it. I don't know of a golf course anywhere unless it's one that can charge $100 to $200 to play around, and we're not in that position. The golf course is there. What I voted for was so that the people of Gadsden would have a place that they could go and play golf and not have to be a private deal, and they can go and play one time if they want to. I'm behind what we're doing now. I hope that it works. It'll be a miracle if it makes any money, but but I'm in favor of that 100%. So we got a beautiful golf course. Well, I'll let it go at that.
There's one thing we know, it's the ink, after this move is made, the ink won't be quite as red as it has been in the last few years. And I think that's the move that we're trying to make.
I hope you're right, Billy. Is there anything else? I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn. This meeting's adjourned.